Welcome to the War Galaxy guide. A War Galaxy is basically a team play vehicle which you can use with 3 to 12 players. This is situational. In the description you can also see the topics of this guide and the time where the topics starts in the video. The cheapest way of using your Galaxy as a war machine is by putting in a whole squad with tank mines and C4 ready to drop on the next Thunderer or the next tank Zerg to blast them all up with their tank mines. As soon as they're done their job, they can redeploy into the Galaxy and drop again. As you can see on this video, with an armor upgrade your Galaxy can tank a whole lot of anti-air fire, so you have more time to drop your squad mates. Let's move on to the real fighting War Galaxy. A War Galaxy is best performed with 3 gunner because 2 gunner like in damage, 4 gunner are a nice thing, but maybe it is better if one of the gunner could fly ESF to escort the fighting Galaxy. When it comes to loadout, please look at my Galaxy basic guide, there you can see which loadout I recommend. As I told you on the beginning of the video, a War Galaxy is a team play vehicle. It only works good with relatively good gunner and with a pilot who knows what he's doing. And the most important part is the communication between pilot and his gunner. This is especially true because the pilot of a War Galaxy often has no sight on the targets where the gunner are shooting. So the pilot depends on the information of his gunner. So here are some tips for improving the communication. Name the guns. So you have a AA front gun, a AA back gun, a left Bulldog and a right Bulldog. Your gunner need to know where the left Bulldog is and where the right Bulldog is. So when the pilot tells him left Bulldog target, he knows where he needs to switch. Also, it's really important to advise the gunner to Q-spot enemies. In a lot of fights, the pilot relies on the minimap, and if the gunner are not spotting enemies, he cannot see where the targets are. If a gunner needs another angle to hit his target, he needs to tell his gun and the direction where the plane needs to be pitched. For example, left Bulldog down, so the pilot knows exactly what to do, or at least what the gunner wants from him. So now to the last point of communication. Announcing enemy aircrafts incoming always works by point of the compass plus low, medium, high. For example, river, north, medium. Everybody now knows where he needs to look for the enemy. Now our next topic is focus fire. The first rule, always clear the air before you care about ground units. Air units can follow and destroy you pretty easy, while you can escape from ground units. So when it comes to ground combat, I recommend the Bulldog gunner to shoot infantry first before they go on a vehicle. This is a general rule. Sometimes it makes perfectly sense to take out a skyguard before you can farm infantry or attacking other important targets. But always remember, your Galaxy is also a C4 bomber, so if you have a position with 2 skyguards, drop some of your gunner and blast up the skyguards. It is the decision of the pilot who is jumping out of the plane. It's not very helpful if the whole Galaxy is empty because everybody dropped. Here another general rule when it comes to focus fire. Always focus the target that you can kill the fastest. So if there is a Liberator with 10% health, go for it. Because with 10% health he still does 100% damage, can repair and return to fight. If you just get a few shots on him, he does 0% damage and it will take some time until they can return with another aircraft. The next rule, if there is no easiest target, go for the target with the highest DPS. In most cases this is Liberator, ESF on the second spot, and the galaxy on the third. But it is always a fast decision in fight what is the most dangerous target, and most important, all gunner need to shoot on the same target. And again I remember you to spot enemy aircrafts with the Q button, so the pilot can see their position on the minimap.
Ja, das sind aber extrem viele Anti-Air-Max.
The pilot is the commander of the ship, so if the pilot gives out a target, the gunner need to shoot this target with priority. Now let's come to what I think is the most interesting part of the guide. When it comes to fighting, always turn as much guns as possible in the direction of one target. In some situation it also makes perfectly sense to suppress fire, so you can surprise your enemy with a ram attack or just simply close the distance before starting the fight. Because on long distances you have the disadvantage of the huge size of your galaxy. If you go in close combat, you can burst down Liberators and ESF by ramming them. If you are engaged by ESF on long range, you have two options. First, you can close the distance and fight the ESF directly. Second, if closing in for some reason is not possible, you can fly behind some rock or a biolab, so you force the enemy aircraft to either leave you or closing in. The third option is of course escaping. If you want to escape as fast as possible, pitch down your nose and press the spacebar so the hover increases your speed. If you like to escape with as much anti-air fire as possible, you pitch up your nose and press the control button so both Walker can shoot on incoming aircraft. If you pitch your galaxy slightly right, also the right Bulldog can shoot on the aircraft behind you. This way you also engage enemy Liberators and you will see you can outperform them pretty good. If you had an enemy war galaxy, I have some special strategy for you. Of course you can try to ram an enemy galaxy, but the outcome can be pretty much everything. Just you losing your galaxy, just the enemy getting killed, both getting killed, or nobody taking any serious damage. So because the line of fire of all your weapon meets above the top of your galaxy, always turn the top of the galaxy to your enemy. This is most times ending up in the pilot flying upside down, heading to the enemy galaxy. In this case, communication and also spotting of the enemy galaxy is really important, because the pilot has no idea where he's flying. As long as you fly upside down, press the control key so your galaxy won't descend as fast as it would normally. Also remember, even if the galaxy is a really big vehicle, always do some fancy maneuvers mid-air so the enemies cannot hit you that easily. On implants, I recommend the level 3 auto spotting system, because your galaxy have a lot of health and the guy who shot you will be shown on the minimap, and in the most cases this ends pretty bad for the guy who starts shooting on your galaxy. Here one of my favorite maneuver with the war galaxy, this is the fly flap. And it works pretty easy. Pull your nose up and press the space bar, so the enemy aircraft behind you is probably going to crash into you. Relying on the map, the sound of the enemy aircraft and the direction where your gunners are shooting, you head your galaxy to its destination. An enemy Liberator flying low is most times an easy target, because he have big problems turning his main gun to the galaxy. He cannot turn in your direction because you could simply ram him, and his back gun is lacking in firepower. While flying low with a Liberator is a problem, with the war galaxy most times flying low is a good option, at least if you're not flying low next to an enemy tank Zerg who can shoot you down pretty fast. and if you get engaged from the air, all your guns are able to turn upward, so you're not trapped in the same way like a Liberator. And also the anti-air from the next two bases won't hit you all the time. And you can fly behind the next mountain and you're pretty safe, and your gunner can stay on the anti-air guns and still defend the galaxy pretty good. Another fun thing to do is road killing with your War Galaxy. But as you can see on the video, here I hit the ground too hard and I take a lot of damage. And so sometimes it's better to stay mid-air and let the gunner do the job. So if you go for road kills, watch out to not hit the ground too hard, and it will work perfectly. It's also big fun on the platforms of a biolab or like here on a tower. But as you can see, again I hit the ground too hard and take 1/4 of my health damage. But it's big fun, and in some cases it is really effective. Here are my last strategy for this guide. If you fly to a friendly tech plant, you can put your Bulldog through the shield and farm all the enemies inside, because the Bulldog itself has no hitbox, so as long as only the Bulldog is inside of the shield, they cannot come outside to kill your galaxy, while you can farm all the guys inside. Of course, this is a very situational strategy, but if the situation is there, it works really fine and it is a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed my War Galaxy guide. Feel free to leave comments how it worked for you. Please subscribe for my channel for more videos, and also share my stuff with your friends so I'm motivated to make more nice guides. See you next time, MrBasher offline.
Ist gerade in uns reingeflogen. Ich höre noch eine
Meine
Guide
Bulldogs sind
hinter
so
uns
krass.
hoch.
Direkt hinter uns.
Arschkanone schieß.
Gegner Galaxy im Anflug.
Jupp, ist down.
Gegner Galaxy von hinten.
Galaxy
Galaxy.
1. Ja, wenigstens habe ich die.
Brennt.
Ist
Down.
Aber